What is up, my Lorcana Goons, and welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. My name is Kevin, and we're going to go over some news that was just dropped on us, revealed today at the Gencon Lorecast. We have some new information about Set 9 Fabled. We're going to go over some new cards, some confirmed reprints, and some extra future products that Lorcana is going to be offering. For the first time ever, we're seeing it eye to eye. Starting off with this newly announced song, Eye to Eye. If you guys have seen the Goofy movie, this is probably one of the best songs in the movie. Actually might be one of the best songs in all of the Disney franchise. We got Powerline, Max, and Goof on this card. An enchanted rare was revealed to us, and the regular version, which is going to be a rare that you can pull from your Fabled boxes. It's a 9-cost song, synced together as well, that says each player draws 2 cards and gains 2 lore. If 2 or more characters sang this song, you can ready them. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. So it's pretty cool. It does have that Ruby synergy that allows you to re-ready your characters. So if you are playing a deck that is, very song themed, obviously we have Powerline right here. He seems like a rock star, probably a really good singer. You're going to be able to combo this off with characters and sing multiple times, because you're going to be able to re-ready characters that you used to sing the song. So there is some cool situations where if you have multiple of these and you use, let's say, a 6-cost and a 3-cost character to sing them both, you re-ready them, you draw 2 cards, you gain 2 lore, and if you have another copy of Eye to Eye in your hand, you can slap it on the board and do it again. It's actually pretty cool. They can't quest for the rest of the turn, but those characters can still challenge also. So let's say you want to do this in the beginning of your turn before you commit to any swings on the board. You can gain the lore, draw some cards, and then decide, do I want to challenge or do I want to do something else with these ready characters? Pretty cool to see this card and this song to finally make it into the Disney Lorcana realm. I know I'm super excited to see what other Goofy movie songs and cards we get, but we already do have some confirmed reveals. We have seen Powerline, World's Greatest Rock Star, on the cover of the starter decks, but we now have the full ability and the full card text. Lovely art, by the way. This is pretty awesome. You can see Powerline with his guitar. You see the stage setup that's in the Goofy movie, right? You have those like electric towers or whatever. So World's Greatest Rock Star, he's a shift 4, so we're gonna have some Powerline characters that you can use as a shift target. 6 strength, 4 willpower, singer 9. That's pretty insane. We did kind of see this by zooming into the starter deck, so the singer 9 part isn't too new. However, I think this is the first time we see a Ruby singer in Lorcana. Very interesting. Has an ability that says once during your turn, whenever this character sings a song, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a card that's a song from those 4 with a cost 9 or less and play it for free. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Pretty cool. It's whenever he sings a song. So if you do shift this character on turn 4, you're going to be able to sing immediately, which means you can trigger his ability and play a second song for free. Kind of nice. Kind of reminds me of Ariel, the spectacular singer, which on play, you look at the top 4 and grab a song to your hand. But in this scenario, you're going to be able to do this whenever he sings a song. So it's not only on the turn it's played if you shift it, but if this power line stays alive, you're going to be able to do this over and over and over again, assuming you have songs to sing with Powerline. He's a 6-cost character, so I can already think of a lot of songs that you can use to sing with this Powerline. And he's a singer 9, so you can go ahead and pretty much guarantee almost every song in the game can be sung with Powerline, the world's greatest rock star, which is very fitting. I'm curious to see what kind of shift targets they're going to give us. Like, are we going to get a young Powerline, like when Powerline was like an intern at a music studio or something? Or is it just going to be Powerline in different outfits? Either way, super excited to finally have this in the game. I can already think of really cool combos that you can try and utilize with this. I know a lot of people have been trying to make a deck with Robin Hood Sharpshooter and a lot of actions and songs. This pairs very well with those strategies as well. Amber strategies have a lot of singers, so maybe you're going to want to use an Amber Ruby strat with this card. Or maybe you instead want to pair it with an Emerald strategy and use Stand Out, one of the new songs coming out in Fable. This card actually is an uncommon and an epic rare. It's an Emerald song, 3-cost inkable, very nice. It says chosen character gains +3 strength and gains evasive until the start of your next turn. I actually really like this song. It's pretty good. I wish this would have come out earlier, maybe during the format of Ursa Deceiver Evolve, because I don't think that card's going to get rotated into the new meta. But giving your characters boosts in Emerald has been very good in the last couple formats, especially post Lady and the Tramp Trinidad. Using your high willpower characters to get some value swings is always really nice, and being able to give a character evasive can not only stop an opposing evasive problem, but you're going to give a character evasive until the start of your next turn. So if you are playing more of an aggressive strategy where you want to quest with your like 2 lore questers, you can use stand out. Now one of those questers is going to have evasive on the opponent's turn, and if they don't have an evasive character, your, you know, Piglet, your Lilo, cards like that, they're going to be able to survive. Yeah, this is a really good card. It has a lot of utility. It's a low cost song as well, so it's not too demanding in terms of what you're trying to resolve, and it is a good target for your power line to sing a bunch of songs for free. Yeah, can you imagine that? You shift power line, you sing a song, you reveal the top 4, you reveal standout, you sing standout for free, you give power line evasive until the start of your next turn. That means if your opponent doesn't have a way to clear a power line that's evasive on their turn, you're just going to keep doing it more than likely. So that's a really cool card. Very excited to see this. Even if I got shot out loud. And I heard if you're playing the enchanted power line, then you're more than likely going to open up this card in your hand. That's a fact. But yes, we have an enchanted version of Powerline, the world's greatest rock star. I had to bring it up before we move on. I'm super excited about the new rarities we're getting. We're getting the epic rares, which is somewhat of a full art rarity. We've seen these previewed before by Team Lorcana, but now we're starting to see some new cards come in epic rares, because I know the ones that were revealed to us were reprints, if I'm not mistaken. This is pretty cool. This kind of reminds me of the D100 foils that came out when the set 2 Rise of the Floodborn came out, and those don't look bad at all. I was actually hoping they would have kind of done something like this way sooner. I do feel like this is something that should have happened the 4 sets ago, but I'm really excited to see Lorcana playing with the idea of providing us alternate art cards in the sets. I think it's so cool, because now I have the opportunity to pull an uncommon standout, or if I want to make my deck shiny, I can pull this epic rare standout alongside an enchanted rare power line world's greatest rock star. And if you don't get the enchanted power line, it's okay. I do believe these cards are coming in the starter deck, so you can find them for a much more affordable price too. And don't forget, alongside the new epic rarity, we're receiving 2 new iconic rare cards. This is a brand new rarity introduced in Fabled set 9 for Disney Lorcana, and it's going to be a rarity that's higher than enchanted. So if you thought it was hard to pull an enchanted out of your X amount of cases or boxes that you guys have been opening, it's going to take a while before you pull an iconic. Or maybe you get lucky. Maybe you get lucky and you buy one random pack from your LGS and bam, it has one of these iconic Mickey Mouses or Minnie Mouse. These look awesome. I can't wait to see what they look like in real life. In terms of artwork, I already love it. I've always loved the idea of like full art cards in Lorcana, especially coming from like other card games. A lot of card games that I used to play didn't really toy around too much with this whole full art alternative art. I feel like it really has been more of a big thing in the newer card games. So to see Lorcana make 2, you know, bigger rarities for something like this, and it's Mickey and Minnie, I think it's going to be good for the overall set and good for the game to see these constantly added to new sets going forward. I can't wait till we see like an iconic rare Elsa or an iconic rare Rapunzel, or even someone like me who just like loves Big Hero 6. If they ever make an iconic rare Baymax, ooh, that's going to be so cool. And if you like the Mickey and Minnie from this set, you can also pull them in different rarities, not just the iconic rare. Here we have Mickey Mouse, the Brave Little Prince, not to be confused with the Brave Little Tailor. He's a 3-cost inkable character, 2 strength, 2 willpower that says Shift 5, has evasive, and another ability that says while this character has a card under him, he gets +3 strength, +3 willpower, and +3 lore. So it's actually going to have the exact same stats as the Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor when it has a card under him. So if you do shift this character on top of a Mickey Mouse, it's going to, you know, end up being a pretty high statted character. It's really interesting though. This is a 3 cost, but a shift 5 character. I believe this is the first time we've seen this where the shift cost is higher than the actual card's cost. And take a look at this wording. While this character has a card under him, that is some very specific wording. And I feel like that's going to be some possible foreshadowing in either the future of Lorcana or maybe the future of this set. We also have this Minnie Mouse Sweetheart Princess. She is a Amber card, 4 cost inkable, 2 strength, 4 willpower, and quest for 2. Your character's name Mickey Mouse gains support, and another ability that says whenever this character quests, you may banish chosen exerted character with 5 strength or more. Very on par with the Amber strategy. Looks like they're giving us replacements for the Minnie Mouse Musketeer as well as the world's greatest criminal mind. And if you guys have played this strat before, you know that characters with support are going to make this Minnie Mouse very powerful because you're able to use that support to give your opposing characters enough strength, meaning you can use the buy now ability to banish those characters after you've given them more strength. Some pretty cool synergy there with the Mickey and Minnie combo. You quest with the Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is going to be able to give his strength to another opposing character. More than likely that character is going to have more than 5 strength now, and then you can quest with the Minnie Mouse, and all of a sudden you're gaining a bunch of lore and popping characters on the other side of the board. Yeah, it wouldn't be a set without a new Mickey and Minnie combo, right? Set 9 is giving us some new rarities, some new songs, and even more new IPs in the Disney Lorcana universe. We have Dumbo officially making a land in the world of Disney Lorcana. A 3-cost inkable amethyst card, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, 2 strength, strength, 2 willpower. Has evasive, very fitting for a flying character. When you play this character, chosen character gains evasive until the start of your next turn. Very nice, very nice. I like this ability to give our characters evasive. Now we're going to have more outs to Genie, Maui Shark. I know Diablo's not really going to be rotated in, but if we're playing Infinity format, this is going to give you some clean outs to a Diablo, which is pretty cool too. Not only is it going to have the 2 strength, 2 willpower to clear a Diablo because Dumbo has evasive himself, but if you have something like a Rafiki on board or even just a character with more than 2 or 3 strength, you can immediately give it evasive on turn 3 to start swinging into those problematic evasive characters. And then we got Timothy Q. Mouse, the flight instructor. He's a 2-cost Amethyst character, 1 strength, 4 willpower. That says, well, you have a character with evasive in play. This character gains +1 lore. That's pretty nice. He can quest for 2 if you have a character with evasive in play. Now, we don't know if Pascal, for example, is getting rotated or, but let's say they do reprint Pascal. That means on turn 1, you can play Pascal. Turn 2, you'll play this Timothy Q. Mouse. That Pascal now has evasive, and now your Timothy can quest for 2. Looking like Dumbo is going to be more of an evasive strategy, and I do like that you can see Dumbo's elephant trunk right here on the Timothy art, and you can see Timothy on top of Dumbo's trunk in the Dumbo art. And we're not quite done yet going over new revealed cards. We have some new promos that were revealed as well. Some of them are going to be cards exclusively from the Fabled set, like this Alice, Accidentally Adrift. It's a Sapphire character, 4 cost, inkable, 2 strength, 3 willpower. That says when you play this character, you may put chosen item into its player's inkwell face down and exerted. Very nice. We got some more item removal in the Sapphire color. We very much needed if we're losing out some other characters. Has another ability that says whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character gets -2 strength this turn. So that can be, used in combination with something like Cloud Kicker. Maybe you're using Muses. Something that could also be used with maybe a Ruby strategy, since we are getting a Sisu Daring Visitor promo, pretty much confirming that this Sisu is returning into the meta. I'm not sure if we're getting Shift Sisu, because I do know that the Ruby Legendary we're getting is going to be Maleficent Dragon, so unless they print Shift Sisu in a different rarity, then we're not going to have a Shift target, but Sisu Daring Visitor confirmed in the reprints as a promo alongside Cursed Merfolk and a Strength of a Raging Fire promo that you can now receive. Pretty cool. This means we have some extra rarities for these cards, and this means that we're going to be able to use these cards post-rotation in the Lorcana tournament scene. Very nice. Also got to mention that we have a new Queen Conceited Ruler card, a 3-cost inkable Amber card with 2 strength, 4 willpower. This character has support and an ability that says at the start of your turn, you may choose and discard a princess or a queen character card to return a character from your discard to your hand. Interesting card, a decent effect, but it does feel a little bit slow because you have to wait until the start of your turn. So your opponent can use something like Alice Accidentally Adrift. They quest with the Alice, they minus your queen by 2 strength, and then they could play a Sisu Daring Visitor and your queen is gone. So as of right now, it seems like an okay card. We don't know what the meta is going to look like though, and how consistent you're going to be able to lower the opposing strength. Maybe the Sisu might not be that good because we don't know if we're going to be getting Brawl back, stuff like that. We're for sure getting back Sapphire Coil though, so that's gonna be very fun. Sapphire Coil into Sisu Daring Visitor, and it wouldn't really be a reveal lorecast without revealing more cards from set 10. So we have more information on Whispers in the Well. This is gonna be set 10 for Lorcana. I believe this isn't going to be coming out until, not till near November, which is actually pretty fitting because that is around the same time that Zootopia 2 comes out, and we're going to be getting a lot more Zootopia characters in this set. Is what it's looking like. A single-player starter deck for Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. A single-player starter deck featuring Judy Hopps and Robin Hood on it with some new cards revealed and new abilities like this Judy Hopps Uncovering Clues, a 4-cost inkable 3/3 character that says, when you play this character and whenever she quests, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You can reveal a detective character and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Pretty cool. Some detective synergy. I wonder if this means that we're getting a Detective Mickey reprint, either in Fabled or maybe even in set 10. Alongside Judy Hopps, we have the Nicky Dubs, aka Nick Wilde over here, Persistent Investigator, a 5-cost uninkable, 5 strength, 4 willpower for Steel. He's a shift 3, so you can play this on turn 3. If you have another Nick Wilde on the board, has an ability that says during your turn, whenever one of your detective characters banishes another character in a challenge, you can draw a card. That does feel very steel-coded, kind of like a Calhoun, except you draw, almost like a Jafar Cobra for steel, right? It's the Jafar Dreadnought. That's the card. So it's kind of like another version of Jafar Dreadnought that you can shift with, actually. And then a new action revealed, putting it all together, a 2-cost inkable action that says, chosen opposing character can't challenge during the next turn. Draw a card. A quick little action for some maybe aggro decks if you want to keep your characters alive and well, maybe you can stop opposing characters from challenging them while also drawing some cards. But Whispers in the Well still pretty far away, so I'm not too focused on, what that's going to be like. But I do kindly want to point out that the starter deck rarities look a little different this time around. And if we can enlarge just a little bit and take a look at the who is it, Simba? The Simba and Megara. It looks like these have some new rarities on them. Very interesting and pretty cool, because I've always felt like the starter decks should be a little bit unique. You know what I mean? So I hope that these are some cool foilings for these cards. I hope that it's exclusive foilings for the starter decks as well. I think that would add a little bit of a unique flair to them. And honestly, just on a pure like local game store, I play the game level, I think they should make starter decks a little bit more competitive than what they currently are. I think one of the issues that I've seen in Lorcana with new players is they join the game, it's their first TCG ever, they buy starter decks and they kind of build their deck from there. However, it's a little hard to play your local game store if on turn 5 you're playing however, it can be a little hard to play at your local game store if on turn 5, you're playing a Nick Wild that only has an ability to draw one card, especially if you didn't shift him, and then your opponent responds on turn 6 with a Maui Half Shark, right? The gap in power level in those cards is just so big that I would like to see starter decks have a little bit more powerful cards in there so that when new players use them at their local game store, they're not just constantly staring down a Maui Half Shark without nothing to do. We also got some product images released for the booster packs of Whispers in the Well, and it's looking like we have Daisy the Gaston and a gargoyle character that I'm not too familiar with on the cover of the Whispers in the Well. So that means we're getting the gargoyle IP to the Disney Lorcana realm as well. Very cool. Demona. Her name is Demona. I had to look it up. I just didn't remember. I haven't watched that show since I was like 5 or 6 years old on channel 11 public access reruns. That this brought back memories, and it's really cool to see. It's really cool to see some cool characters making their way into the Lorcana realm. And before we call it a day, we gotta go over the sneak preview of Set 11 Winter Spell, which features Stitch and Angel here on the promotional art. They're having a snowball fight. Stitch is surfing. We have a snowman with a shell on his nose. Very interesting in contrast of this like winter situation going on. And you can see the Grand Illuminary frozen in the background is what it's looking like. Pretty cool. I wonder if Elsa is going to be maybe the new villain of Winter Spell, or maybe it might be more of like a holiday themed set. But this is going to be coming out after Whispers in the Well. We're going to get this as our Set 11 for Disney Lorcana, and it's looking like we're going to be getting more experiments as characters in the Lorcana TCG. I love the name for this, by the way. Winter Spell. Pretty cool. I've been waiting for Lorcana to kind of do some more holiday-esque stuff. I know a lot of people are waiting for the Nightmare Before Christmas. Maybe this might be a great set to premiere that IP in the Disney Lorcana franchise. If not, I'm sure they're going to do some awesome things to really get those winter spirits up. And last but not least, Ravensburger is going to be premiering their official Disney Lorcana puzzles. If you guys didn't know, Ravensburger's originally was a puzzle making company, and now they're in charge of Disney Lorcana. So it's only fitting that they make some Disney Lorcana puzzles. As you can see, they are utilizing a lot of the artwork per the color that they're going off of. We have Emerald, Ruby, Amber, and Sapphire ready to go with some awesome characters, villains even, Hades, Maleficent Dragon, Cruella de Vil, and then Moana leading the Amber Princess theme over here. Each one is going to come with a Mickey Mouse promo card. This is that glimmer foil. It's very similar to the Mickey Mouse Costco card you get, or the Lilo Escape Artist that we got for our gift set. All in all, though, a little odd, I'll be real with you, a little odd to be premiering this right now, in which, mainly because the current state of the game has kind of been up in the air with a lot of the news on main events not being showcased until just recently. I know they also talked about some dates for CCQs and stuff like that, and that seems like it's been more of a priority for the players rather than puzzles, but I'm pretty excited to get one of these because my fiance loves making puzzles, so I think this is going to be a pretty cool way for us to bridge that whole gap of her not necessarily enjoying card games and me not enjoying puzzles, and who knows, maybe this will transition us into playing some Lorcana games together. But that's going to be all for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below of all the reveals that Disney Lorcana revealed today during their Lorecast. Good luck to everybody playing tournaments this weekend, or anybody at Gencon, because I know they're going to be having some Lorcana tournaments there. Really exciting to see the future of Lorcana. Sets 9, 10, and now 11. We're getting previews for all of them. I think my biggest takeaway from all this, though, is that Set 9, Fabled, is probably going to do a lot more for the game than what we think. Alongside just really good new IPs like Dumbo and Goofy Movie, I think the rotation is going to take the game in a positive direction in terms of meta play, and I do like that we're getting some new mechanics and some new characters that we're not used to seeing. Stuff like Singers and Ruby is not something we're used to in Lorcana, and I hope they kind of continue to branch out and play around with like the characteristics of the colors and what they can do. Remember guys, set 9 aka Lorcana, set 9 aka Fabled is going to drop very soon towards the end of August, so be sure to hit up your local game stores and ask them how you can acquire your boxes. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want to be part of the Lorcana Goon Squad community, because it does support the channel. My name is Kevin, and if you've been watching, thank you very much. We'll see you guys next time, and remember to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons.